Great!
Oh, it is working today. Oh, well, jolly good. Okay, right, so, Fear Barmaid and Harry the Healing Haggis are in the combat tracker, but they're not necessarily there. Like, Fear Barmaid is Dave's healing spirit, and Harry the Healing Haggis is Wee Rabs, who's not cast him at the moment. Right, new round. Sengo the Barbarian, played by Earl.
Where was she last seen?
Just next to the hand.
She was behind on the right, I
Can you use the Fear Barmaid lady to do a heal on Sengo because it's the beginning of his turn?
I think Sengo will take a step up here and drink a potion.
That sounds like a sensible plan.
It's not my character, and I don't want to kill it.
Dave, did you manage to do a heal with Fear Barmaid? Nice. See, it all works. Okay, you swig a potion then. Right, feeling much better after swigging a potion. That is Sengo's turn. Yeah, anything else you want to do?
Can you prepare spells? Because he's got fairy fire, so he'll prepare fairy fire for next time she appears.
I believe it's an action, but you could, yes, if it was a...
yeah, you can hold your action.
If it was a bonus action, what you can do is you can state is, like, I'm holding fairy fire, and I'll cast it as soon as she appears, which you could do, but I think it's an action. It's an action to drink a potion as well.
I think it's right.
It is. Fairy fire's one action.
Well, I've got it. I would do that.
Yeah. He's got javelins. You could prepare a javelin and hold.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, right. Sengo pulls out a javelin. Shashelian.
Right.
You move forward and back and then forward again. Can everybody see the map okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not showing that everybody's... I just want to make sure everybody can see what's happening. What are you doing then, Shash? You're moving over there.
Yeah.
And then?
She's up on my mat. Does that mean I can hit her?
If you can see her, you can hit her, yeah.
That's interesting. That means she's just tucked round there for my sight lines.
You
Just bear with us and...
can just see her, I'm going to say it. And because you've got sharpshooter, I'll allow it. So what does Shash do then?
shoot her.
You shoot her. Go on then. He hits. A normal shot. Marksman aimed as well. Nice. Holy damage. That's a nasty hit. Right, arrow sticks in and it actually draws blood and she looks furious.
And I do another one.
She's now dead now.
Right. No, expecting it, she dodges back out of the way. Is that your turn, Shash?
Yeah.
Right, next is Gadriel. Okay, things happen this turn. Firstly, the giant hand clenches into a massive fist and Star is lying on the floor and the massive fist comes crushing down.
Can I quickly interrupt a second, Rich? If we're all running on 10 for the combat tracker, do we want to see who goes first or does it just go in that order?
I believe that the combat tracker automatically sorts it out, so I just go down in order. So you're effectively acting at the same time.
It might have randomised it for you.
Yeah, it should have. Right, so the hand smashes into Star, hitting. Right, Star's critically injured by this, and then she steps one square here and casts Thunder Wave. All of the ball bearings in that small area are blasted out like a giant shotgun, cascading around, pinging off the walls of the cave that you're in. And here's one I prepared earlier. I love this. And just let me do something. Everyone in that chamber, because it pings around the walls. Oh, that should have rolled it. That's quite sad.
Does that mean it doesn't happen?
Yeah, that's exactly what it means. It means it doesn't happen. Yeah, it's not rolling it.
The DM said it. That's fact now.
I'm going to the party sheet and I can roll I tested it and it worked earlier, so that's good. Save, dexterity, DC 15. Success, failure. Right, so it should automatically take that into account. 11 damage, so it has not done it automatically. Well, screw you, game. Ball bearing blast trap. So, do you wish to use your uncanny dodges there, Earl?
How dangerous do the flying ball bearings look?
They're doing 11 damage on 2d6, which is unfortunate for you lot.
On every one of us.
If you succeeded, you got half, so Shash gets half.
Oh, I don't.
And Rick gets full damage as a change. Sengo gets half, and halved again, so he takes 2 because he's raging. 16. All of the ball bearings are now dispersed, so everybody's free to move through that area. Single.
You know the hazard in the
Yeah.
You know the hazard in the middle. Can you remind us of what that actually did? Was it like
It was an
it a
intense
trapping?
psychic blast that caused quite a lot of
So
damage.
it's damage. If you go in it, it's damage. Okay.
Yeah, there wasn't
Not
even a
a move.
saving throw. It's just a set roll of
not a-
psychic damage. Kalash failed, so you can take 11 or 5 at your choice, Hill.
Like 5 better than 11.
Right, so you use your uncanny dodge as ball bearings ping around the room. Ping, 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 ping. So 5, no, put you up to 37 wounds. Sounds good. I tested all this, the bollocks. And Rab fails, takes 11 damage as well. So yeah, she fires at the room. She crushes to the ground. Star with the hand. Rab takes 11. Critically injured Rab there. And Star takes... I have to roll it because she's not. I know what I've done with it. I know what I've done with the ball bearing trap. Bollocks. Never mind. Much scrolling of DC 15 dex throw. No. Fails, so she takes 11 wounds. That is not great. Right, she's critically injured on 1 hit point.
Unfortunately, I think she's dead.
And then Gadriel steps back around the corner. That is the end of her turn. Leave. The hand stays there, blocking the entrance. And I can delete the shotgun now because the ball bearings are now scattered throughout the chamber and are no longer a threat or any problem. Rab, it's your turn. Critically injured.
All right,
Ping, 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 as ball bearings scatter all around the room.
I've had enough of this shit. What's how far is one of the squares again? Each square?
5 feet.
5 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. What would happen if I cast a wall of fire in the cavern she's in, focused on the back wall? Would it envelop the entire room for 20 foot? If it's like less than 20 foot, would it envelop the entire room?
You can.
Or wouldn't it go off?
You can cast it as a wall, or you can cast it as a circle. That's the two forms you can cast it as.
Yeah, I don't want to cast the cat though.
But she's only got 1 hit point left,
Exactly.
so
If I fire it at the back, even at the back of the wall, it's going to catch her because that's about 8 foot.
I don't think we're going to be able to save her.
Right. Did she step straight back sideways, Rich? Or was
Yes.
it like a 45 degree? Right. I'm going to try and flush this bitch out. I cast Wall of Fire in a line, basically going so it's like intersecting the middle of the hand,
Right.
from left to right, facing inwards. Because I can just about see where the wall goes on the right hand side, bending round.
So if you right click on the thing and then do a draw pointer, and then you can draw an arrow and you can actually draw where you want the wall of fire to go. So you want it to go across like that, yeah? No problem. Right, so a wall of fire springs up, targeting the hand and possibly her.
There's no other exit out of that room. She's got nowhere to go.
She doesn't have anywhere to go if there's no other exit, you're right. Right, so I should be able to do this. That succeeds. Oh, no, I'm going to drop it on the hand, not on the chat thing. Right, so you burn the hand for 22 damage. And now, Gadriel. Ooh, got the save yet. Right, she succeeds. However, fire engulfs her. Oh, right. There's a loud scream as she is horribly burned.
Can anyone smell something?
I scream at class to drag the cat out of there. And I keep my concentration up to hold it so she can't get out. Or if she does, she's going to have to come out where she's going to be targeted by everyone.
It is true. Right. So, is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Hand's not a separate object. It just has hit points and stuff. Kalash.
Move to there and hide.
Right. So you edge along the wall.
And hide. I'm going to wait for her to come bursting out and then chop it at the chutney.
Okay. Seems like a sensible plan.
We're all about the sensible plans.
Right. Well. Okay. I've deleted the wrong thing. I've made a complete hash of this. I was looking forward to it all week. Right. So roll your stealth then. Your evasion's always on. It's your uncanny dodge that you trigger to stop the damage. A 13. Okay. Right. So you push yourself into a nook against the wall. Rick. Shash, can you do a heal on Rick, please?
Thank you.
Oh, there you go, sir. Have a little one on me.
Right.
The barmaid healed you, Rick, somewhat.
I feel like maybe I should take the potion, but at the same time, I kind of wanted to do something. But with the fire wall, that's possibly the good time to take the potion. So I am going to take the potion of superior healing. Heal me. That was a good heal. I'm all healy. And then I am going to. I've still got to move, haven't I?
Yeah.
One. Can I get over past Cecilia on the left without going through that water thing? Do you think?
Yes, there's just enough space so you can squeeze around the outside.
Yeah, I should have enough, and he should still be able to get past me. Can you still see past me? There's actually 1, 2. Yeah, that's still got 25 feet of movement, so that would be all right. And I am going to cast as a bonus action, a shield on myself.
Okay.
But I do have to roll a d20, and if I get like a 20 or a 1, you get that weird. Please don't get a 20. Oh, fuck.
Yes. So,
Right.
so why does that happen on a 20?
This is because of the wild magic. So let me just have a quick check.
Oh, here's the wild magic table I just happen to have on my bar here. Are you ready?
Yep.
Visibility.
Oh, it's if I roll a 1.
I wonder why it was a 20.
Yeah, it's a 1. I get a nasty thing. All right, it's all right then. It's all fine.
It's quite the opposite of 1.
Yeah.
Very
Look
well.
like it's a good thing then, Fort.
Yeah. I was a bit worried there.
You glow like an LED light on the top of a Christmas tree. Ting!
Anything could have happened. I could have turned into a pig, I think.
Okay. Star on 1 hit point and blocked by the thing. She has to try. She can get up now. And back up along the wall, so she's no longer prone. It's half her movement to get up. The hand doesn't get a free attack on her. It's not necessarily a creature, so she backs up at half her normal speed. So she's got 3 squares. So she backs up along the wall to there, grasping her ribs, as it looks like she's incredibly badly hurt. And that's her turn. Edigal.
Right.
Oh no, she can dash. She can dash as well, so she'll move the extra move and get into that corner there.
He just move into my square and
Yeah, you can give her a heal with the barmaid.
Right. Since I haven't seen any of this because of line of sight, I am going to sneak, but I'm going to dash at the same time. There. Hang on. I'll just there. Do I need to hide, or am I out of line of sight?
You are out of line of sight, so you can press yourself against the wall. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah. I might as well have a hide anywhere.
Just on the off chance, eh?
Yep. Look at me. I'm a piece of rock.
Okay, right. Well, in that case, it is now end of round. Next round, Sengo again.
Sengo will still hold.
He will hold. Okay. Is he holding his javelin or is he holding the fairy fire? Because he's got in action now, remember.
Oh, he'll hold the fairy fire.
who's more badly hurt, Earl or Sengar?
Earl Sengo's only got a few wounds now. He's only lightly injured. Right, so you run over to Earl. You can give him a hail. And Shash, it's your turn. There is a wall of fire in the way now, so that's blocking your line of sight.
Can you still see the hand?
You can still see the hand. Here we go, Kalesh. Would you like some nibbles?
Ooh, tasty.
So what would you like to do, Dave?
Does that mean I can't hit her with the bow? I mean, with the arrow?
That's right, yeah. Because you'll be firing through a wall of fire. It would just burn the arrow up.
Can I hit that hand?
You can hit the hand, yeah. It's like right across us. That hand is enormous, as you can see. Right, you shoot at it and the arrow sinks in, but it seems very hard to actually damage it.
And I continue moving.
Okay. Right, is that your turn?
Yep.
I have a plan.
Good.
If you get ready to do something, I will confuse her. What's her name again?
Well, you hadn't been formally introduced, to be honest. Right, she casts a spell. She appears right in front of you, Rick, appearing in a puff of smoke. As she literally appears right in front of you. And then she disengages.
It doesn't sound.
Right, Sengo can fire his fairy fire at her, however.
Right, how did you do that?
Right, you target her with control and click.
Oh, I see who she's next to.
And then on your actions menu at the bottom, it's got fairy fire. You can click the little star next to fairy fire.
No level 1 slots available.
No, right, because it's an innate ability. Right, so what you need to do is click the tennis racket and then click the cast. Okay, what colours does she start to glow then?
It failed.
Yeah, she failed.
Oh, no, she failed. It's easy. not red, purple.
Right, she glows a luminous purple, and then she resumes her turn. So she can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and she blasts Star with a firebolt on the way past to get through.
Running away.
Heading towards the water.
Stop.
Poor Star, who was just trying to get out of the way. Cantrip. Wow. Oh, a 1. Right, so she blasts it, and then sadly she ends her turn. Oh no, she doesn't. She can move the hand. You see, I'm moving her hand in the same way as she would. And as she moves her hand, the giant hand moves. Brissy, you can do your damage to the hand again.
Hang on.
As it moves through the wall. 17 damage. No, let me have a look. You need to save, don't you? Wall of fire now. Right, it fails. It takes the full 17 damage. It seems to be quite a hard hand, though, as it has not stopped going. And then what it does is it comes to here, right? And instead of attacking anything, it basically... It puts its palm and its fingers out as if to say stop, and it blocks people getting past the hand to get to Gabrielle. So this giant hand is now blocking the entrance to the cave, and that is the end of her turn. It's Weaver again.
Right. Now I can just about see the hand and I can't see where she's gone, so I'll move forward 1.
Yeah, the hand's doing the stop motion, like blocking the corridor. And
is there any space small enough for me to dive under?
I would say make a DC 10 dexterity check if you want to dive under.
It's really slow tonight.
You're really slow.
Eek.
No, the hand blocks you from getting through. You can attack the hand.
I'm going to change it to bear form.
It's a bonus action. Oh, nice. So he runs forward to begin to maul at the hand, blocking the corridor.
Hang on, let's just find out where the actions are.
It depends where you move. If you move up 1, you may, because your bear's larger than normal size, you may trigger the actual pull.
Yeah, so if I move there...
Or I mean, you could change it to something not quite so big, like a wolf, rather than a bear.
An irate beaver.
The trap is basically the 9 squares surrounding the pool. That will be a circle. That's corn. We'll get there.
I can't remember how big my bloody...
That's the place blocked.
If I cast it where I am now, though, I'll fill the circle. I'll fill the square to my left, but I shouldn't trigger the trap, should I?
Well, we'll find out. Yeah.
Can I change it to an extremely venomous scorpion and sting it to death?
You haven't seen a scorpion. You've seen a crab, a wolf.
An extremely venomous crab.
You
Give a crab.
A hunter shark. I'm not sure how much that help that will be.
No, I will turn into a bear.
Oh, close. So I take it you're going to...
Oh, what's up there? The map's got all black. I can see my bear. I can see the 15 square thing, but nothing else.
It's okay. It's a little buggy. I'll reshare it. How's that?
I'm all right, but...
Negative Ghost Rider. Partner's full.
Okay, well, just close the map and I'll reshare it.
Okay, it's closed. That's better.
Yeah, it's a little bug.
Right. Aye.
You begin to maul at the hand, presumably, then.
Can't reach her. I'll have to go for the hand.
Talk to the hand, she says. A bit of GM humor there.
That's so 693.
I'm just trying to target it because it's a bit crowded up there.
Yeah, it is getting kind of crowded here.
I can't untarget the hand and target Selene or Gadiel or whatever.
That's fine. Hang on, I can sort that out. And she's fairy fired as well. Ooh, it's all kicking off now. Right, you maul at the hand. The hand is incredibly tough. Even though it's made of spectral force, it seems to resist your blows. And you can also bite as well.
Okay.
Ooh, 16 and an 18 doesn't hit. How tough is this spectral hand, you ask yourself? Right, I need to unthingy. There's a technical term. Right, what was it, Dave? You need to untarget
the hand. Target Gabrielle, I think her name is.
Okay, there you go. Right, so you maul and snap, and that's the end of your turn. It must be you must have used all your actions. Yeah. Busy? Can anybody hear me?
I
Yeah.
can hear you.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I'd literally just stepped away from the keyboard. I'm on PAT. What'd you say?
Yeah, it's the end of your turn, isn't it? Fair
Yes. Yeah.
play. Right, Kalash. See, if you change it to Wolf, you've got Pack Tactics. Kalash, you see all of this teleporty, magically stuff going off. The hand is blocking any view that you could get. It's translucent, so you can see her through the hand, but the hand's like moving to block you getting past.
Bo would stab the hand, turn round to her and say, Gladriel, how'd you make a joke rhetorical?
She looks confused and says, I don't know.
I'll stay silent.
What? Okay, you target said hand. Yeah, I'll target it for you because it is kind of squishy up there. And you go stabby. You can use your sneak attack because you've got people within 5 feet of you. Right, this bloody hand, it's like...
Andy.
Handy indeed.
I think it's worth a try.
All right, so is that it? Just the dagger sneak attack?
I don't want to use my other hand just in case.
Okay. Always keep a hand free when there's a pretty lady in the room. All right, the barmaid gives you a heal for 3 points of damage as well. Handy. Is that the end of your turn then?
It is.
Yeah. Rick.
Right. I'm going to attempt to dispel it.
Like it.
So
A
I
big
can
beast
choose it.
hand is level...
I don't even think you have to tell me.
I don't know how to work it out.
When I cast this spell using a spell sort of 4th level or higher, you automatically end the effects of a spell on the target if the spell's level is equal to or so it's a 4th level spell.
Right, no, you're higher than that.
Yeah, so on that I have to for each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using my spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
Okay, go on then,
So I
roll
need
it.
to roll. I know.
I'll tell you after the roll, so you know I'm not
Yeah,
cheating.
certainly.
So you hold
I
out your
hope-
hand and what do you shout?
Bugger off. Bugger off, you great big hand. Right. I know this is going to be stupid. Do
Right.
I do a save on this? The charisma save, the +5.
Right.
I think that's what I roll, isn't it? If it's a DC.
You cast Dispel. Just let me
Yeah.
give her a roll.
I'm rubbish at. For some reason, I've been rubbish at this from the very beginning. I don't understand DCs and all this sort of thing.
It's 21. What level's a Dispel? 4th. So she needs a 19. Right, so she recognises you casting a Dispel and she counterspells your Dispel.
Oh, rude. Oh, well.
So
you
you-
didn't go.
It didn't go. You attempt to interrupt the creature casting a spell. If it's casting a spell of 3rd level, its spell fails in another. If it's 4th level high, make an ability check using your spell casting ability. DC 10 plus the spell's level. So I have to roll as well. Yours is 4th level. So she attempts to counterspell it, and she needs a 14 or higher with her spell casting ability modifier.
I thought that's what the 21 was. But all right. Yeah.
No, that was I give her an Arcana check to decide to figure out what
right.
spell's being cast.
Okay.
Right, so
Come on, fail this.
she needs 14 or higher. She's got a +5 modifier. Ooh! In the last second, she shouts, "Counterspell!" And your spell fizzles as it leaves your hand.
Very rude.
Reaction. Great.
I'm going to move up to there.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
That would have been awesome as well.
It would have been, but there was not to be.
Counterspell's a 3rd level spell, so I need to click to use a spell slot. Yeah, that
I've
one's
done
used.
that. I think I've got one
Double click to
spell.
use a slot, and then she's used the teleport spell. She's that
Back
one,
just a
right?
second.
Okay, just checking what spell level she's got left. Right, end of turn. Nicely done, Rick. You almost had it there.
Etrigal. No star. Yeah, I can. I'm just going to nip off for a moment.
Yeah, no problem. Star on 3 hit points. She's not having any of that. Like she's gonna stab the bitch. Not having any of that at all. So she does her multi attack with a rapier. She hits. She stabs again because I like it. The fairy fire is automatically working. Another hit for another 10 damage. Right, Star draws blood. Gadriel looks absolutely furious as her blood runs down her robes. She's looking not great at all. Badly hurt, in fact. Etrigal.
Right. I am going to stealthily dash.
So that's kind of like a Scooby-Doo thing where, you know, where they do the, like, on the tippy toes and go, ding, 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 ding. That's what I think the
basically.
stealth dash is.
So that takes me back to where I started from. Where have I gone? Come here, you silly sod. Why won't it let me move? Oh, that's better. No, hang on.
Yeah, because it's hugging the wall. I know that you're trying to hug the wall and avoid the trap, so that's okay. So you can just move to the...
Right. So I shall just roll me stealth because I'm trying to avoid being spotted.
Right.
Right, it's all right, lads. I have a plan, and it does not involve a turnip. And that's
can't
me.
Right. Well, it's end of turn. It's Sengo.
We'll smash the living
Shit
smasher
out of the hand.
out the hand.
Yeah, because it ain't going anywhere.
Hang on for a minute.
Yeah, Dave, even you can't shoot her from there, past a bear, Kalash, a giant hand blocking the wall, a fair barmaid.
Do a trick shot, Dave. It's like twice around the room, then off the ceiling. Ping!
Right, so what is Sengo just smashing the hand?
I have 300 longsword attacks.
Yes, so he's got, I believe he was holding it in two hands, so you can use either Mighty Strike or you can use the standard attack. Mighty Strike does more damage but less to hit.
Mighty Strike. I can't work out which one it is.
It is Longsword, Dragon Slayer, both hands, normal Mighty Strike.
Oh, I can't see that.
You can't.
I can just see longsword
Do you want me to roll it then? Are you doing Mighty Strikes or normal ones?
strikes. I'm going to be mighty.
Right. That was the wrong target, so let's try that again, huh? Oh, I hope she survives for one more session. Right, one more round.
Who?
Gadriel.
No. Oh, she's bound to survive. She seems to be quite powerful. Almost like she's a boss.
Yeah, almost like she's the boss. Right. Sengo finally targets the hand. Right, so he takes a swing with a Mighty Strike. Misses. And again. And again. He missed because he... yeah, so you realise this thing has got incredible armour. Right, so he doesn't do that. Shashelian.
Right, I shall have to untarget her and target the hand.
Yeah, target the hand, baby. There you go. I've moved out half a square further on so that we can target the hand because that bit of corridor is, like, quite frankly ridiculous now. Have you rolled the hail on Bracy, Dave, as well? Because you should have rolled a hail on Bracy, on Sengo, and on Kalash.
I'll do that now then.
Okay, and then you shoot at the hand many times. It's got it's got an AC above 19. So
It won't let me target any of them with my what you call it.
just do that for now, and I'll do the targeting while you roll your to hits on the hand.
I've got them all targeted with my archer for some reason.
Yeah, because you're on your archer character. Delete that. Start again. Right, just roll your to hit, and I'll put the targets on the healing woman.
I need to be targeting the hand, not my healer.
Yeah, that's right. You're targeting the hand, I believe. Yeah, you are. You're targeting the hand, Dave.
Right, you are then. That's a hit, I believe.
It is a hit. Finally. 16 damage to the hand. Excellent.
And I'll do another one. Okay.
A miss, sadly.
Bang!
I'll roll the hail for. There you go, Kalash, Weerab, and Healing Spirit. Is that your turn, Dave?
Yeah.
Right. She reaches into a pouch. She pulls out a small bit of sulphur. She's badly wounded. Blood runs down her face. She holds the sulphur up in her hands and she just looks at you and goes, "Fuck you, Fuego," and casts Fireball centered on herself.
Okay.
Raymond, my name's not Fuego.
It's got
Yeah, look,
30
you
foot.
can avoid fireball effects.
Yeah, and I'll dodge.
So centered on herself, she casts a fireball which hits there. So Rick, literally this ball of fire and smoke and death comes out. She uses
And I just avoid it.
has an ability, Sculpt Spells. When you cast an evocation spells, to make a save and throw, you can choose a number of creatures equal to your spell level, herself and the hand, and these creatures automatically succeed in their saving throws. And if she succeeds, she takes no damage from it. So she's either going to go out in a blaze of glory, or she's going to take you lot out in a blaze of glory.
Oh, shit.
Can I just jump in here a second?
You can.
When you know the instant I sort of hear the fire rumbling away in the background, can I just quickly go to the mastiff? Dog, over here, son.
Hi. Come here, boy. Come here, boy. Yeah, the dog's... he's just out of range, though, Andy, because the wall's in the way.
Oh, that's all right, then. I was just a bit worried about him.
Target herself. I mean, she may feel it still, but she's just like, fuck you, boom. Then the camera freezes for just a second. There's like all the air sucked out, and it's just...
Oh, shit. Ouch.
Right. Right, so Star goes down, like is just blown across the room, sails across the room, and goes headfirst into the pool. Gadriel actually explodes because her spell shaping didn't go off, which is quite sad. Our body is torn asunder by the magical energies blowing around the room.
What a stupid batch.
Sengo is moderately damaged. Weerab moderately damaged. Kalash half status heavily damaged. But other than that, she blows up, doing a con from Hell's Heart. I spit a D, and when the smoke clears, she lies dead. Sadly,
I pick one of her legs up and go, "You drop this."
I stand on my back legs and cover my berry bits with my front paws because I'm probably a very naked bear by now.
yeah. So all your fur's burnt off. Everybody's eyebrows are burnt off. You knock back. Star's blown headfirst into the water. Rick, the outgoing ball of flame literally stops about half a foot from your face. Jeepers or whatever.
That's a bit warm.
Does that hand expire when she dies?
The hand dissipates immediately upon her exploding and dying a horrible, horrible death. A broken and burned body lies against the cavern wall.
You want to be really cool, you should have pulled the rope out and lit the edge of the fireball.
Should have lit the edge of the fireball on your cigarette.
Yeah.
So much for spell shaping then. That's all I can say. I was like, this is going to be so cool. I'm going to spell shape the fireball around myself. Oh, maybe not.
Was she the big bad guy or is there more bad guy?
She was the, as far as you're aware, she was the big bad guy.
I think we're going to try and save Star.
Aye, drag her through the barmaid a couple of times then.
Give her some catnip and some rum.
Right, Star's an NPC, so normally she will be dead at 0 hit points, but if you want to make a medicine check, I will let you try and rapidly apply first aid to prevent her from dying.
That'll be Andy's Bollywell, wouldn't it? With his healing pack.
Just somebody shout medic.
Medic
I only
for
got
the
one.
cat.
Right, Andy, the smell of burnt bear fur and
Pussy.
yeah, burnt pussy pervades the cavern. Everybody comes running in. As she was on 2 hit points, it was a last-ditch attempt to kill you all because as soon as the hand dropped, then she was going to be dead. So
The wall of fire really helped.
the wall of fire certainly did help.
I think that was the best thing for it.
Right, Dave, I believe you've got 4 turns of the barmaid left, so...
Well, does anybody need their wounds binding?
Actually, I am grand.
Well, you do the cat first.
Yeah,
Let's
so
take
make a
us-
medicine check, Andy, and...
I don't need to. I've got my healing kit.
it's a special one because she's an NPC, so normally she'd be dead at 0 hit points. That's what makes
right.
heroes special. But you're trying to... She's literally flatlining, so you run over all of her fur's burnt off, and
Right,
she's
I'm
lying
on.
face down in the water, so you're dragging her out.
Yeah.
No. Right, so
No, you
you
need
try
one.
your best, but sadly,
Dead.
she's expired. So she's dead too soon for to even get the healing spells upon her.
Rick will just point out we should have had a vet.
Rick should have pointed out, there's nobody use the helping action anymore.
No, 'cause we don't know what that is.
Right, so you drag her into the cavern. The pool in the centre, it stops. It's tumultuous, like roiling and spit and steam and all that, as if once she's dead, then there is no magic keeping this.
I say now I've got a bit more line of sight. I should have had the courage of me convictions earlier on, but I didn't.
Oh, my map's gone off. Why did that go?
Hang on, I'll resync. Yeah, so it was a special role, Andy. Basically, you did the old fucking, yeah, I'm not losing you, pumping her chest and all that sort of stuff because she was an NPC, but sadly you did.
Not to worry.
I
And
mean,
he suddenly thought he shouldn't have let the bear do the chest compressions. He
you get,
stumped her in the deck.
The barmaid untarget people so I can target me and the other two. Give them the rest of the healing.
Because what I was going to do from here is I was going to go round that way,
Yeah.
up here, and try and get behind her. But it's a bit late now.
Right, so now what do you do? Now that she's defeated and the magic has gone from the pool.
Well, I need to heal myself, give myself 4 heals, and Rick and Etrigal as well.
Is there liquid in this pool?
There is, it's seawater, but it was frothing and roiling with magical energy.
So I'll cast Detect Magic, and there's no magic left on it.
No, there's no magic. The magic seems to have disappeared in that explosion.
Thank you kindly, Dave.
Can I then cast Shape Water and try and use it to move some of the water out the pool to see if there's something at the bottom of it?
Absolutely. The pool apparently runs down through the rock and goes into the sea, which is underneath the cliffs in a series of underground caverns. So you can't shape it enough to move all of the water out of the way.
No.
Just out of curiosity, Rich, you know in that water-filled cavern on the left-hand side of the map?
Yes.
What's that dotted circle?
On the left-hand side of the map.
Aye, left-hand side of the map. Hang on. See if I can get it. See if I can draw
The
something.
dash
Right.
circle, you mean?
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's not supposed to be on the player map. It's like a sinkhole that leads down into the underwater caves underneath.
All right. I was just curious. Just curious.
I believe it's like an emergency escape route for things that can breathe the water.
Got you.
Right, so you heal everybody up as best you can with the barmaid, and you pour one out for poor Star. Our fur burnt off, our pirate hat singed. Rick attempts to shape the water, but he realises that it runs down into the ocean and it's a bit too much water.
That's a bit too much. Right.
In the chamber to the left, there's a limestone likeness of Talos scribed, and the walls carved with images of Talos's destructive power. There's a chest in that room. The room to the north that Bracy Firewall used to have bedding and food and personal effects in, but that's all been consumed by a huge burst of fire, and it's now just singed charcoal.
Gee.
Well, I suppose I'd better go and have a look at that chest then, hadn't I?
Check it for traps. Can I go over with sorry, everything's gone weird. With Etrigal and do a detect magic on the chest as well.
Certainly. Do you want to wait until he's done the detect magic, Etrigal?
Yes, I can.
Is that a ritual one where you could take 10 minutes or something?
My detect magic?
Yes.
No, my detect magic's just a freebie because of my...
the chest itself is not magical, however, it is radiating quite a lot of magic inside it.
Okay.
Well, shall I ever go at see if it's trapped?
Yeah, sensible.
That's Dave's tools, isn't it?
It is, yes.
This is the only part, granted, it's only the third party I've ever been part of, but it's the only party that ever checks for traps.
Right,
Every time
searching over the chest, it doesn't appear to be trapped. Or if it had any kind of magical trap. The magical energy in this sort of area seems to have disappeared quite a lot.
Right. I shall use my little crowbar and try and flick the lid open from a safe distance.
Yeah, you can mage hand it open. It opens quite easily. Inside, you you scoop it out with your mage hand. There is a bunch of gold coins, 3 ornate matching silver daggers, a ring, a wand, and a potion.
Well, that's all mine, says Sengo. I need that.
Does anybody mind? Can I have all that?
I use
No.
a dagger spec and my ring spec.
Well, I think Kalash should take the daggers.
It'd be a bad idea, actually.
I think Rick should take the wand,
I agree.
even though it's possibly for a wizard.
Well, all you have to do is either identify it or sleep with it overnight.
Well, hey.
It's not ID'd, but it has a description if you click on it.
Well, I think one of us should sleep with all of it and find out what they are, and then we can decide who wants what. So we're not doing like
Spiral pattern and a stylized bolt of force. Spellbook, that's been there for a while, hasn't it?
That has been
Because it's for wizards.
absolutely donkeys. It's a wizard's
We should
spellbook.
sell it as a ring.
It's actually pretty chocker full of spells, Rick. Obviously, you can't read them, but you realise there's quite a lot of spells in there.
Well, I wouldn't mind taking the ring, but other than that, I'm quite easy for anybody to take anything else.
I'll just
But I
take the
don't-
wand.
Yep, by all means.
Rich, can people copy spells from a spell book into a different spell
A
book?
wizard can.
So we could rent that spell book to magic users.
Rent a wizard.
Yeah, rent the spell book.
What?
Let me say, Andy, you might not be able to pick the ring up.
Definitely reckon Kalash should have the daggers.
Yeah, Andy, the ring when you pick it up doesn't do anything. It doesn't radiate any kind of magic. It doesn't feel warm because you already have 3 attuned items. You're only allowed to have 3 attuned items.
Oh, of course.
So you suspect that it will do nothing for you.
Oh, I shall chuck it back in the pot.
Is there anybody who doesn't have that?
A ring.
No, attuned.
Attuned items. I believe only Sengo and Ertigal, surprisingly enough, have attuned items. I think you're allowed 3 attuned items.
Right, so anybody else could take the ring, really?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, I'll take the ring and identify it, sleep with it, and see what it is, and offer it to the rest of the party if it's for them.
What about the daggers? How do they work? Are they magical? Do you need to sleep with them?
They're not. Rick can detect magic. The daggers are not radiant magic, but they are silver.
You have to take them for dinner at least.
Yeah, I'll buy them. Right, as you're searching through the loot from the south comes a whole host of cultists in the black and blue robes of Talos. They come running around the corner, waving their daggers, looking all ferocious and angry, and then they see that the remains of the burnt up Gadriel and the like. And stop doing the noise and kind of stand there in a Mexican standoff sort of way.
I'll poke my head out of that room and just go, "Hey, lads, fuck off."
You're the low-level grunts, are you not? Yes.
We worship. One of them steps forward. He goes, "We worship Talos, Lord of the Storms, Protector of all of Shibboleth, Master of the Deep, Lord of the Lightning," and
just know.
one of his mates just goes, "Shut up, man!" Shut up. And they all kind of look sort of distraught, as if they were.
Very early. Could you come back in maybe 10 minutes when we're finished divvying out the loot, and then we'll murder you? Yes.
Can you make a persuasion or an intimidate check? Are you trying to be persuasive or intimidating?
Alternatively, lads, says Etrigal, stepping forward, clearly showing his Talos pin. That means you'll be worshipping me now, then.
He says, "Oh no, you get those when you join. They're just like a badge." And they open their robes and they've all got the little Talos pins inside. He says, "This is awkward," but you can see that you're all like, burnt. Well, most of your wounds have healed, but you've burnt a lot of your hair off. And are you still a bear, Bracy?
Oh yes.
And there's a great big bear, and it's like, I tell you what. I mean, we weren't that happy with the cult, to be honest. What we'll do is we'll just get in our boat and bugger off, eh?
Leave the boat. You can come with us.
You should try joining the Zentarum. You seem like the people they would be looking for.
Yeah. Well,
tell them I sent you.
Well, we didn't sign on for menial labour. You see, and she's Gladriel there. She's had us unloading boats and storing loot and things. And I mean, as long as we can find gainful employment, bless the Stormlord and all those who sail upon him under the mighty umbrella of the oceans and all that, as they're like crossing themselves.
I'll ask them how much to hire them for a couple of days to get us back to mainland.
How did you end the adventure? We hired the cultist.
Yeah, let's pay the cultist to take it. Have you ever thought to make
the sort of at least they kind of look taken aback, and they're like, "What do you say, lads? Do you mind if we just discuss this?" They go to like a big huddle with all 12 of them going to a big huddle, and they're like, and like one of them looks over his shoulder at you, and then goes back and he says, "Well, we reckon." 10 gold a piece should be enough, and then we can donate some of our earnings to Talos, Lord of the Deep, Master of all the fishes, etc., etc.
Does he need cash, like?
Well, we've always been told that we have to sacrifice our worldly goods in this pool here.
All right. You're
well,
saying
if you
that?
hand over the loot that you were stashing for her, we'll take the money. Give them money to use out of it.
Oh, he says that's those crates that are in there, and there's a cave round by the boat as well that's got some in next to the boat. We've been unloading the bounty of Talos. As he shipwrecks the unbeliever, the scourge of the church. He shipwrecks them around here, and then we bring forth his bounty, and then we sacrifice our personal bounty into the pool. Actually, when we say it out loud, it doesn't sound that good a deal, to be fair.
No.
So how many of them is there?
There's 12 of them.
So give them 60 gold now and 60 gold when they get us back to the mainland.
Well, 3 of them immediately just start taking their robes off, and he's like, "Oh, Kevin, what you doing?" He's like, "Well, I was sick of this anyway, because like I said, we're just unloading the boats, and then all the money we get paid, we have to sacrifice to the Talos. God bless his soul, obviously, we have to sail upon his mighty bounty." And they're like, "Okay, we'll get the ship ready for dispatch." as the
very
lady
nice.
is.
Gone to pieces.
I've researched her body to see if she's got anything left that's usable.
He says,
Like
there's one
loot.
thing though. What happened with Sandoval? Sovendal, he says. My pronunciation.
Who's he?
He's one of them fellas, and he points to Sengo. He was over in the infirmary the last time we seen him. He's the second in command. He probably isn't too happy about this.
Where did you say he was again?
Over in the infirmary.
All right. Give us a moment, lads. I think maybe we need to go and blow up an infirmary.
Well, it'll not be the first time.
He says, Kevin here can show you. Kevin says, why have I got to show him? Because you took your bloody robe off first. Oh, all right then.
I don't know. Brain the size of a planet.
Right, so Kevin leads you back south into this room, and then he leads you down to this part here, and he says, you got to go through the shallow water and up that.
And we're looking for someone called Sandy Badge.
That is definitely what he said.
You're the boss now, apparently. Sovendal.
Okay, we shall go there. Trying to find it on the map.
Right, so what you have to do is go that way, Earl,
Right, we'll go this
and
way.
across the bridge.
So can we just move ourselves down?
Yeah. That water's quite shallow, so you can plodge through that bit. As you cross the bridge, you see
fine.
a bunch of
know where I'm going.
rough-looking gentlemen standing there. 6 of them, and behind them is a more moderate size dark elf to Sengo. He has his hair cut back in a quite a modern fashion, and he carries a rapier at his side, and he stands leaning against the bed. He holds a handkerchief in one hand delicately and a rapier in the other, and he coughs and he says, Monsieur, I at the explosion, I presume that Mademoiselle Gabrielle is no more?
She went to pieces.
No, perhaps, he says. He coughs, and then you notice he brings the kerchief away, and it's spattered with dried blood and fresh blood where he's just coughed. And he says, please,
shall we-
one moment, monsieur. And then he hacks more and leans heavily against the bed. And
Oh, yeah, in his brain. Sorry.
and stands back and he says, I have been afflicted by a curse. If there is to be any fighting, if you could just give me a moment to get a glass of water.
Well, how would you like to do this?
We could just kill him.
All the murdering and the stabbing. Or we could maybe, come to an arrangement.
He looks at Sengo and says, well, you're a large cousin, are you not? Can you please make me medicine checks? He says,
I would
the
imagine-
curse, it saps my strength. I would prefer not to fight.
Oh.
20. Yeah, Rick, it's not a curse. It seems to be a
A spell.
Brexit.
disease rather than a curse.
Is
Oh.
it TB by any chance?
It certainly could be.
Rick's going to turn to wee Rab and say, did you turn into a badger?
Or a cow.
The bear goes,
Well, I don't think there's anything we can do for you. We can bring you to a quick end. Death, I mean.
He says, as you can see, sir, I'm cursed and I prefer not to fight. I am, however, willing to make a deal.
All right.
With Madame Gabrielle gone, there is little to keep me in this area. He says, would you release me and my bodyguards here, as he indicates with his fingers, and he says, I have secreted away some distance a dagger of venom that I would be happy to trade for my freedom, as it were.
This is a good deal. I like it very much.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, fine.
All right.
Very good, he says.
Are there such spells in D&D that, cure a disease spell?
Cure disease.
I think it's higher level, isn't it?
Because we know a priest who might cure you.
He says, as a worshipper of Talos, and he gently, delicately draws the pin out from his lapel with 2 fingers and then flicks it on the sand. As an ex-worshipper of Talos, I suspect that I may not be too popular with the priests around here. I'm afraid I must... and although he looks white and a bit weak, he's obviously playing upon it. He's like, I'm afraid I must send out my short days in the sun. I know it's unusual for my kind, but it's so good for the constitution.
Oh, he's not a French vampire.
You already have a 10.
So how do we do this then? Because I do not want to die in the service of what is clearly a god with no power in these parts anymore.
Well, I suggest that we go with you, get the dagger, then you all go away. We could offer you a boat ride.
This is amicable if you can assure me that my safety is. If we can come to a mutually beneficial agreement where my safety is impossible to be compromised.
Well, I promise that we won't tie you to the anchor and throw you overboard. Because
he lets out a little tittering
need the
giggle.
anchor.
He's kind of like a fop, and which leads to more hacking and more spots of blood on his handkerchief.
We won't harm you if you don't try to harm us.
He says, "Well, you have defeated Gadriel, Monsieur. I doubt that me and my comrades here could do much to you by yourself. You have my
He's
word."
right.
And then he sort of does that bow while holding his. Think Lord Percy from Blackadder. He does a bow while holding his handkerchief.
I thought with him having TB, you were going to make him sound like Doc Holliday.
I'm waiting for him to have a girlish laugh.
And my throat's far to sort of do girly laughs. Very well, Monsieur. I will happily be at your disposal, ready to leave whenever you are.
Right, well, you just point out any of these treasures and daggers and that before we go.
The dagger is hidden far away. It is my insurance policy. He says, I do not want to die. As a long-lived member of my race, I wish to do everything in my power to remain alive. So I've secreted this as a bargaining chip somewhat away from the caves.
A ransom of salt. It
Indeed.
might catch on.
Indeed, Monsieur. So, is there anything else you want to do? He'll happily pack his stuff up and they will get the boat ready for departure as soon as possible. It'll take maybe a day or so.
Right, well, you get on with that. Have we got anywhere else to explore on this place?
That is the question, isn't it? You didn't go around by the boat because you saw the cultists.
We need to search the boat as well for treasure and that. And
We should search around the side, yeah.
in fact, give the caves a good search.
Yeah, so
You still got that detect hidden
Yeah,
passages or
so
whatever.
you can move round.
I've got the wand.
Right, she's gone now. We need to get rid of Harry the Healing Haggis is gone, and we need to get rid of Armia. She's gone. Yeah, so the boat conceals a cave which leads up to a slope, and inside is a small cave, again stocked with treasures that you would find on a ship. Barrels of salted pork, bolts of cloth, that kind of thing.
Can I just keep me detect magic up to see if there's anything fancy going on?
You can. Oh, Rick, that is not listed as a hazard, that cave. That was water that you would have to swim under.
Okay.
I'll open up the hazard. What do you do with poor Star? Are you burying her in the sand?
Is there a little boat? Like a little, I know it's the big boat.
I'll take her with us and we'll bury it on the mainland.
She might like being put out to sea. Yeah. I was wondering if there was like a little raft or something we could set out and you could set a
You do have
flaming...
a small rowboat on the southern shore where the bay sign is. That was the boat that got you here.
We could maybe send her in that and then you could launch an arrow and, set it on fire and do a whole
3
Viking.
days later, after shooting at the boat, it finally gets set alight.
Yeah, I would make you roll to say if everybody stood there embarrassingly as you fired an arrow and missed and went sploosh.
It's like that bit in Game of Thrones.
Yes, where everybody looks like. Yeah, so I'll open up the little green. What's it? Yeah, there's a couple of places where the water's deep enough where you have to swim underneath. That was So you have a look around. You won't be able to carry all of the loot in the crates and the barrels on the little ship because there's quite a lot of you and 12 cultists and now 6 thugs and a drow elf swashbuckler. But he says you don't have to take him far. You just have to sail around the island a bit and he can take you to where the dagger of venom's hidden.
It sounds like a plane.
You seem to want that.
It's a dagger, and I'm desperate for a magical one. I'm assuming daggers of venom are magic.
I don't really know, dearie. I'll have to have a look.
I don't understand this magic.
I don't think I actually read the rule books for things, do you? Dagger of venom. Ooh. Yes, it's magical. Ooh, it's quite nasty, that. Right, so do you wish to do anything else? You've explored all of the bits that you can walk around.
Well, I say we'll matchstick the place if we've got a day.
Matchstick it?
Yeah, turn everything into matchsticks to look for secret stuff.
All right, fair enough.
So all the crates, all the doors, everything.
Yeah. Oh, doors! We could make a fortune with doors, Rich.
All the things not consumed by fireballs. There's a limestone statue of Talos. But other than
what about that What about that pool that the cultists were throwing all their treasure into?
Yeah, that's the one that was in
That's the one that-
Gabrielle's room that
Yeah, that
leads
we
down
can't-
into the underground caves and leads directly to the sea.
Can anybody swim well?
Can anybody breathe water and swim well?
I know two people who could probably arrange something in that department.
You could become a shark. Not you, but
Rob
Tracy could
certainly
become a
could.
shark.
He could become a shark.
Wand of secret.
Sharks
Rock.
are traditionally quite difficult to pick up gold coins with, though.
Crab.
What's on the other hand?
Crab.
What
Could
about
we?
something like a sea otter? Would we potentially have seen one of them?
I
A mantis shrimp.
don't believe so.
Could you become a crab holding a magnet?
So what is that the plan, that you turn into a crab and then you take a basket down and sift through the sand crab-like with your pincers
That's a
and
good idea.
pick up gold pieces for an entire day? Are you
Hell yeah.
amenable to this?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need at least 120 gold pieces.
Crab cakes for tea.
I feel like it's somebody going into a wishing well and just getting all the coins out.
That's how we used to pay for our bus fare back from the Metro Centre when we were kids. Just take it out the fountain.
Right, so Bracy goes down, turns into a giant crab. You lower a weighted bucket with stones in the bottom or something on a rope, and then he sifts through the stand at the bottom. That's like a underwater cave system leading out into the main ocean. Roll 3d10 worth of gold pieces you managed to pick up in 6 hours, because you can only do it twice. Oh, it's like 1 hour per druid level, isn't it? You can stay there most of the day, because it's a lot of it may have been swept away with the underwater currents, and also you're not ideally suited as a crab. Those are D8s, but
We'll give him a metal detector. We'd have to invent a metal detector first, obviously, which is a downside.
well, I mean, I guess you've got nothing better to do. Several hours later, a crab pulls itself out of the thing and taps on the rope. You pull it up, and there's 17 gold pieces in the bottom.
Well, that was a day well spent.
While we're exploring things, Rick will just constantly be just blasting off bits of detect magic here and there, and waving his hand and little purple glow.
So you're going
Seeing
on
if
all
there's
of the
anything.
caves, are you? And
Yeah, see,
blasting-
apart from where we might have to swim, because I don't think I could do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't find any other bits of
Okay.
magic. You spend some time with the items. I will identify them for you in the party menu, and they should pop up.
Wand of magic missiles. I have a magic missile. Oh, it gives you magic missile. That's mine.
So just drag it into your inventory. There's a ring of warmth that acquires attunement,
There we go.
which is like, why couldn't you have gotten that when you were fighting Cryo Vienna?
Well, because you always find the portion of fire dragon control in the fire dragon's.
Yeah.
This burnished gold band feels warm to the touch, except when Andy picks it up. So
If we'd
I
had-
mean, you just could fight for it or dice for it, or
I'm not that bothered. I've never particularly liked being overly warm.
can you not cast cure disease by any chance, Brucey? You can cast wall of fire.
Good spell.
No, because that would be like helpful. So
That would be helpful. Right, so after sleeping with the items and tasting the potion, I don't even know what a potion of vitality does.
Gets rid of exhaustion, and I read it before.
Cures any disease or poison.
Yeah, affecting. So technically, we could give it to him, but we'd be bloody stupid to.
Yeah, I think if he wants to heal himself when we get back to the mainland, he should make his own arrangements.
Yeah, he's still a bad guy.
Yeah, and I mean, he will come back to bite us in the arse at some point in time, but I'd rather that was later rather than sooner.
Yeah.
He seems more interested in his own survival than twiddling a mustache and tying damsels to train tracks, to be honest. He's that kind of bad guy where he's more interested in his own survival. Right, so if you've done all this, the boat is made ready, and so you lot and a whole bunch of ex-cultists and 6 bodyguards and a dark elf all pile on this boat like Cliff Richard in Summer Holidays. Am I reading this right?
I'm not allowed to watch that.
And a dead body of Star.
Let's see if there's enough room to swing a cat.
There is not. Have you seen the size of the boat on the map? There is not enough room to swing a cat. Luckily, the coast isn't that far away. Otherwise, you would have no chance whatsoever. Right, so first of all, the Drow Elf directs you, and he basically says, right, what I'll do is I'll write the location of the dagger on this piece of paper, and I'll put the piece of paper under this rock over by this tree, and then I'll bugger off, and then you can collect the dagger. If this is amicable to you, or do you have another method that you prefer that ensures my survival?
Could you write it in a language that we can understand?
Why doesn't Mr. Drow Elf go and collect the dagger and then come and put the dagger on the rock and then he can bugger off?
I think he's worried about being murdered.
He's absolutely worried about being murdered.
Well, I'm worried about where the dagger is being trapped and it doing murdering to us.
Well, we can detect traps, we can detect magic, we can throw a cultist in first.
He smiles a big friendly grin at you. And says, Monsieur, everyone has to have a little trust in their relationships. I will go and retrieve the dagger. I will leave the dagger at a predetermined point within sight of you, and then I will make sure that I am close enough to somewhere that I can leave in a rapid fashion. Is this acceptable?
Oh, that sounds fine, right?
You could give it a wash down as well.
All right, so him and his 6 cronies take you to a location on a moor. They wait there. He goes off for a couple of minutes. He comes back. He holds it up in the air. He places it down on the on a rock out in the open. Does a wave, and then they all turn and bugger off.
I will go and retrieve said dagger.
Said dagger is. Oh, it's got an image as well, Earl. Ooh. Right. Surprisingly enough, for an evil dark elf, he was telling the truth, and the dagger is indeed as was promised. And he buggers off sharpish like. And if you look, you click on it and click on the dagger.
1d4 piercing bonus.
Where's the image?
You scroll down.
Oh, hang on, am I?
And it says description: image dagger of venom.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yes, I say.
Unable to open window using wildcard link because no module containing that link is open. Okay.
No window using wildcard link because no module containing that link is open. Please check
Yeah, it must be in something that we haven't downloaded.
It's in the Dungeon Master's Guide, but it should be. You should be able to say it. Open your library and then
I've only got the handbook.
see if it's got Dungeon Master's Guide players thing.
Yeah.
No.
D&D Dungeon Master's Guide players, yeah.
Yeah, load that. That'll be the
Just
module
loaded
that's
it.
missing.
Oh,
No, I've got that loaded and it still does it.
So far, mine still doesn't.
not to worry.
It might need
No,
to
it's
reload,
not.
bizarrely.
Yeah, it's not desperate.
Right, so yeah, you can drag that to your inventory, Earl.
I've got a magic thing.
You got 2 magic things now. It's quite nasty as well, that thing. Can you see the description and everything?
Yeah.
What you can try, Darren, now that you've got the Dungeon Master's thing loaded, is click on the chat menu and type /reload, and then it'll reload you into the game and see if it happens.
Forward or backslash?
The one next to right shift.
I think I've done it right. /command.
Just /reload, and then because normally it'll update stuff like that on your thingy. Right, so there's a ring of warmth as well to be had, but that requires attunement using one of your attunement items.
Oh, wait a minute.
Earl has talked a dagger of venom.
I don't think Rab's gotten any magical stuff loot yet.
Nope. But I'm not bothered.
Yeah, once per long rest, Earl, you can poison something for 2d10 damage, and then it poisons it for a minute,
Awesome.
which is kind of nasty.
Are you taking the ornate daggers as well? Oh,
Oh, someone else can have them.
right. Clean, unless anybody's objecting.
I'm fine.
So, hang on, I just need a minute space.
Okay, so you've dropped off the Drow Elf. You don't pursue him, or do you let him go as promised?
I would keep my word.
Yeah,
that's
that's
it.
Especially if that word is to kill you.
Yes.
And so, nervously, the cultists pull the boat in. Do you have them drop you off straight at Leylon? Well, not at Leylon because the water's too shallow, but there's a docking point nearby, and then you can take a skiff from there. Do you get said ex-cultists to drop you off at Leylon Marsh, or do you get them to sail somewhere else?
No,
drop it alone.
Yeah.
Right, they look quite nervous at you as they pull up, because upon fighting them in the inn, you'll remember that they were just basically normal blokes in dresses. So they look quite nervous as they pull up, and they sort of mutter among each other, and then they push Kevin forward, and Kevin's like, it was 60 gold pieces upon arrival.
Yeah.
Do we have any like coppers we found anywhere and we could just count it all out in coppers?
A bunch of people has copper. There's also 319 gold in the party kitty if you want us to split that.
Yeah, just do that. I think.
Yeah, split that.
Or do you want us to take the 120 out of that first?
Take the 120 out of that.
Is that agreeable to everybody? Yeah. So that's 199 to split. Right, so you count the 60 gold out and presumably hand it to Kevin. I'm Kevin, the cultist. And then do you brutally murder them in their sleep, or do you let them go with the boat, or do you keep the boat and tell them to bugger off?
They can have the boat with me.
You know what? Let them go off and find some new god to worship. We have to kill him in the future, we'll kill him. It's been a good day. We didn't die.
Not dying is my favourite part.
Yeah, let them have it.
Right, so upon finding out that you're not going to murder them all after using their service as sailors, this smile beamed broadly, and Kevin says he's got a bit of a Liverpoolian accent. I've decided he's like, if I can ever help you again, just give us a shout. We've got our own boat now, lads.
Hope his name's Kevin Vastra.
And so overjoyed at not being murdered by a rampaging party, you send them on their way, and off up the coast the ship sails looking for work.
I'll give it 6 weeks before they're into piracy.
Or they're murdered by pirates. You load the body of Star on the skiff, and you row back into Leylon on the flat-bottomed skiff and draw up at the dock. Fishermen and dock folk stand about. They see you come in, the wave and cheer as you, bedraggled, come in, missing most of your hair, because I don't believe cure light wounds makes your hair regrow, so you're all missing eyebrows. You've got like that stubbly growth where bits of your hair have burnt off. Bracey's a completely bald, psycho-looking gnome now, where he got fireballed. And
just before we turn up, though, I will cast a few prestidigitations just to clean us up a bit, even if there's still lots of missing. Get rid of all the soot. Yeah, get rid of all the soot. And so the main reason I take prestidigitation is for cleanliness.
And
instantly clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot. But if you do it an awful lot, you should be all right.
That's true. So you sail in with your burned naked, well, not naked, but burned furless body of your short-lived cat friend, and you parade through the streets to the cheering crowds and the cheering peasantry as you have defeated the current threat to Leylon, earning a few months of well-earned rest. You do remember that there were several portents and warnings that war was coming, that the fight between the god of death and the god of storms had escalated to war, but hopefully you won't be dragged into the middle of it. And as you head to the inn for a well-earned, glass of wine, you reflect that you finally brought about the downfall of the priest of Talos in the area.